your 36,000 mile warranty, okay? Here at Oxmoor Chrysler, we put this together in a nice little chart that makes it pretty easy for us to explain this to you, okay? And hopefully at the end of this explanation, you'll understand that you actually have more than just a 3 or 36,000 mile bumper to bumper warranty. And we kind of say, I know Randy said bumper to bumper, maybe you said bumper to bumper, but you know, it's really not bumper to bumper because your bumpers aren't covered. But you know, I'll kind of go that in detail here a little bit, okay? All right, so you have a Chrysler factory adjustment period of 12 months, 12,000 miles. So those cover any adjustment period you might need within that first period as far as like doors or trim or alignment or anything like that, okay? You have roadside assistance for 3 years and 36,000 miles. You have Chrysler factory emissions coverage, which is 10 years and 100,000 miles. You have factory corrosion coverage for 5 years. The nice thing about the corrosion coverage, it is termed at 5 years, but it is unlimited. We're actually one of the only manufacturers that has unlimited corrosion warranty, so it's a nice thing buying a Ram, it's unlimited mileage there. Your powertrain coverage is 5 years and 60,000 miles for standard. However, since you're buying a diesel truck, it is actually goes out to 5 years and 100,000 miles. So it's actually a little bit longer than even you might have understood there. And then your Chrysler Limited factory comprehensive warranty is 3 years and 36,000 miles. This is what most people refer to as bumper to bumper, but again, your bumper's not covered. So if you pull in a service department and you see Sean and ask Sean to fix your bumper, he's going to laugh at you and say that the bumper's not covered. Okay. So as you can see, you would agree with me, you have a lot more than just a 3 or 36,000 mile comprehensive warranty. Okay. So Ram does a great job protecting you and your investment. However, you do have a few areas of exposure. I want to go over those with you, okay? And these are exposures that you're going to have, and these are going to be your responsibility, all right? So you have vehicle towing responsibility. So the vehicle breaks down, you're going to have arrangement for towing to the dealership. If you have a breakdown, even though your part may be covered as far as like a warranty from the manufacturer, if you don't have alternate transportation, you're going to have a rental car expense, all right? Trip interruptions, if you're traveling away from home and you have to have hotel stay or meals, you're going to have an exposure with trip interruption because that's not the manufacturer's responsibility to cover that. The biggest exposure, a large exposure a lot of our clients are seeing right now is tire and wheel replacement. As you know, here in central Kentucky, our roads aren't the best, and we have a lot of, you know, sometimes it's 20 degrees outside, the next day it's 80 degrees outside, then you get ice in there, you get snow in there, it creates these big potholes, okay? So tire and wheel replacement is going to be your responsibility. The manufacturer has no coverage for that. So if you have road hazard, if you have a flat tire, or if you have a dented rim, okay, so that's going to be your exposure. Vehicle maintenance here at Oxmoor Chrysler, we do give your first oil change for free. So that's great news. I think Amber got that registered for you earlier for a first service appointment. So that's going to be complimentary to the dealership. However, after that, it's going to be your responsibility for the maintenance. Key replacement, like we talked about earlier, Adrian, you told me you lost your key. You know, these keys today, you know, you can see, in fact, on your new Ram here, you know, these keys are proximity keys. These are about $400 because they operate a lot of the vehicle. They have a proximity key, center and go. You know, so if you lose one of these, you're looking at about a $400 replacement. Whether you lose it when you're hiking, or if you go to the lake at all, or if you go out with the dogs, or even if the dog decides he wants to chew it up, you know, you're at pretty high expense there at $400. And we have a windshield repair, brake pads, battery headlamps, wiper blades, belts, hoses, and wheel alignment. So that's a little bit of area of exposures that I wanted to go over with you that are exclusions from the manufacturer warranty. Not only are those, we also have some financial exclusions and a financial exposure. We talked a little bit earlier about you've got some negative equity in your trade. Okay, you're still paying on your trade-in. Whenever you have a total loss, whether it's your fault or someone else hit you, do you know what the level of responsibility the insurance company has you have with Geico?
So they pay all of it, right?
I wish that was the case. Unfortunately, it's not. Geico is only responsible to pay fair market value. Okay, so it's irregardless of what your loan balance is. So if your loan balance is here and you have a total loss and your fair market value is here, there's what they consider a gap, and that's your exposure. Plus, you told me you have a $750 deductible.
Right.
You know, so that's also going to be your responsibility. Okay. We also have a few other safety and appearance exposures, with dents and dings, environmental paint damage, and vehicle security if there's any theft or anything like that. Okay. Now, you told me that you anticipate owning this vehicle for around 6 years and another 100,000 miles. Okay. you can see here at 6 years and 100,000 miles, your anticipated ownership, you do have some great coverage. You know, you have a 3-year, 36,000 mile, then you have that powertrain coverage. However, you still have a large area of exposure right here that would open you up to what we consider your responsibility, okay? Now here's the great news. We've partnered with a company called Easy Care. Okay, here at Oxmoor Chrysler, we want to make sure you're fully protected and you have an option to make sure that you minimize your risk and out-of-pocket exposure. Okay, we put together with this company called Easy Care some great options for you. Okay, and I just put them together on a little chart here. It's a little bit easier to read sometimes. Okay, so up here at the top, I want to verify a few things before I go through anything else. Okay, this is your name. And you purchase a new 19 Ram,
Yep.
and the sales price is here. You're putting down 0 down. Your trade payoff is here, and your trade allowance. So like I said, we have a little bit of negative equity here. Your amount financed today is with us is this amount, and your base payments here, and agreed upon terms at 60 months. This is your interest rate. The great news, you can take your new Ram truck home today at these agreeable terms. Okay, this is principal and interest. However, this might not be the best way for you to buy the truck today. Okay, based upon the exposures that we talked about, and also the limited warranty from the manufacturer and your anticipated ownership, I put together a list of options I think you might want to consider. The first one in this luxury package is.
You know what? I'm sorry. I don't want you to waste your breath, but I'm not going to get any of this stuff. I never do.
I understand. I appreciate your honesty, and I appreciate you saying that. But Adrian, as I said earlier, I do have 3 responsibilities. You might have remembered me saying that. Okay, and one of those responsibilities is to make sure that you understand all the coverages available to you today. Okay, at the end of this, you can choose to purchase none of them or all of them. Okay, it's completely your choice. But I do have a responsibility to disclose these to you. Again, I'll be brief. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we have an Easy Care vehicle service contract, which is for 60 months and 75,000 miles with a $100 deductible. That covers you from mechanical breakdown, towing, rental car, and also has national roadside assistance. Okay, Easy Care maintenance is a scheduled oil change and tire rotations for anticipated life of 50,000 miles every 5,000 miles. Okay, gap coverage. What gap coverage is, we talk about that financial exposure over here.
Right.
Okay, so a gap coverage over here we talk about is the loan balance versus what Geico is going to pay. So this gap coverage is basically will cover that balance difference plus your deductible up to $1,000. So right now you have $750 deductible. If so happen to change that deductible to $1,000, they'll cover that full deductible to $1,000. We also have Easy Care Select Plus, which includes paintless dent repair, key replacement, cosmetic wheel repair, and windshield repair. And then lastly, one of my favorite things, Easy Care Resistol. Everybody likes having a new truck. This new truck is gorgeous, it's black, okay? But are you gonna park inside or outside? This is a pretty big truck. It's kind of hard to fit these big trucks in garages.
Yeah, I'll break the garage.
Yeah, so Easy Care Resistol, what this does is it's an exterior and interior paint and fabric protection to make sure that truck remains like new. So therefore it protects you from acid rain, bird droppings, and all environmental factors, okay? So like I said, I've got great news. The bank's approved you fully with your initial investment of $0 and 60 months at $672. Would you have a 30-day or 45-day payment?
No, I appreciate and I see the value in it. I just can't do it right now.
I understand. You know, budget's important. Let me ask you, Adrian, is this more of a budget concern or a benefit concern?
Definitely budget.
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Have you ever heard of a staggered warranty?
Nope.
Never have?
Nope.
Okay. Let me go back over a couple things with you. I know we just kind of went over a few things on here. Maybe I didn't do a very good job explaining this to you, so I apologize if I missed something, but I feel like I need to go this with you, okay? A staggered warranty is from the manufacturer whenever they give you different levels of coverages based upon the term or the miles. So it's really easy to look at this chart here. You can see, you know, 12-month, 12,000 mile adjustment period. Then you have a 3-year, 36,000 mile comprehensive coverage. And then you go to powertrain coverage, which is here, which is longer, but still shorter than your anticipated length of ownership, okay? And then your powertrain, or then your corrosion warranties is also staggered, and your emissions. Why do you suppose Ram would do a staggered warranty?
I'm not 100% sure.
Do you agree with me that Ram isn't it for profit, and they're probably trying to make money on these trucks?
I guess they're not giving me mine for free, so.
Yeah, I mean, so Ram is, you know, has a responsibility to its shareholders to obviously make a profit, okay? You and I both agree that Ram makes a great truck, right? Okay, they invest millions and millions and millions of dollars in research and development. They know their trucks better than anybody else, okay? The reason that, do you think it's possible they might be doing a staggered warranty is because they understand the risk and exposure they have as a manufacturer on these coverages like electrical components, technology components, parking sensors. I mean, do you understand that Ram has more computer code written in it than a Boeing 737?
I did not know that.
There's over 15 computers in this truck,
Wow.
okay? There's over 2 football fields of wiring harnesses. I mean, absolutely amazing how much technology. I mean, trucks used to be, you know, just put it in four-wheel drive low and haul your campers. I mean, these trucks are luxury cars now, you know? I mean, and even real estate agents like yourself are buying trucks to commute around in and haul your clients around. So you understand that Ram is going to limit their exposure, and they don't want to be exposed to these high cost of repairs on these electronic components. You know, so if Ram's not wanting to take that risk, Adrian, can I ask you, why would you want to take the risk?
I guess I really wouldn't.
Right, okay. So, whoops, like I said, I've got you fully approved to make sure you are fully covered and no exposure in your contract for 60 months at $672. Would you like your payment on 30 days or 45 days?
You know, I want to do it, I just really can't do it right now.
Okay. Okay, I understand. You really make it tough on me. I really want to make sure you're fully protected and you have a great ownership experience, okay? I consider it a challenge. I'm going to try and figure out a way to make this fit in your budget, okay? All right? Adrian, do you agree with me that you understand the more cash down you put, the less payment you'll be?
Yeah.